This position is winning for white. Now before we dive right into the video, I saw you post feedback from the last video I made, and yes, it was pretty pathetic, and I decided to make this video as a sort of makeup for that video. Black has 3 pawns, white has 3 pawns. How come white is still winning? If you feel like finding the answer, you can pause the video, and I wish you best of luck. We're going to take it step by step and break it down. Say white plays a move like, h6, then there's g takes h6, and this is pretty losing for white as black is just in time to, you know, gobble up the pawns, and white is obviously losing. So let's go back. After h6, what if black decides not to take? If you push your pawn to f6, it's still the same thing as this is losing, and black can simply go and gobble up your pawns. So we should take, right? We take, and if black takes like this, lucky you, you have a passer, and this is winning no matter what. White might not do that, as white will take with the f pawn, and this is still losing for you because black can still guide your king from coming up, and when he's close enough, he can go grabbing all your pawns, and a king and 2 pawns versus a king, definitely winning for them. So it's obvious that h6 doesn't work. Okay, let's try f6. f6 takes, and the same thing actually happens. He guards your king until he gets close enough to chop off your pawns. And yes, these are 2 separate pawns, but it's still losing for white. Let's say you play a move like this, trying to guard the king. He can simply play this, and you must move. If you move here, he has this passer, and if you decide to move here, he comes back and defends his 2 pawns. And just so you get a view of what I'm trying to show you, there's actually this check. Come here, there's this pawn to f5 restricting the king's movement. Here you can drop back, and he pushes, and this is just losing for white, as anytime you want to focus on one of black's pawn, black pushes the other, and anytime you want to focus on the other, black will not this is actually still winning, regardless of whatever. Black will focus on the other, and he must move wherever he moves to, and this is actually winning. So the idea is, if white focus on the pawn, you push your other pawn, and if you focus on the other, you push your other pawn until you promote. So it's obvious that this f6 move can't work. Okay, let's try g6. G6, we can take, and take, and it's just a draw. So if all these 3 pawn moves doesn't work, what now works? You can see that when you play this move, when he takes, you can notice something. You can see that the h5 is cleared for your pawn, and if you push, he can take. So the task is how to get the the g7 pawn off that square, and that is where this pawn sacrifice comes in. If he takes, you take, and this is definitely winning as you promote. So you definitely will not take, so you must take the one on f6, and even that is still losing as you get this passer, and there's really nothing black can do to stop this pawn from promoting. Yes, you might say, but it's a queen against 3 pawns. Yes, it's a queen against 3 pawns. Pawns are very far from promoting, and you can play a subtle move like but then this is the move that engine prefers, but this is the move that I prefer. The reason being that the pawn is pinned to the king, and once you capture this pawn, it comes to check, and you can still pick this pawn. Yes, he pushes, but I mean, it's obviously losing for black. So that is it, guys. Now the question is, he captured with the h pawn. What if he actually captures with the f pawn? You can go through the same sequence. Please don't make the mistake of pushing this pawn first, as you are now losing. You can capture it, and yes, you can push this pawn, but the h5 is not free now. So once he captures, you can push the square forward, If he captures, you push, and this pawn is equally a passer. So we went from this to this to this to this, and white is winning. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, please share, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Don't forget my live stream too. God bless.